things we've been doing here on TalkSport over the last, 6 months, you were involved in the selection process for this, was a competition along with Carlsberg and Jeff Stelling to find the People's Pundit, somebody who's a TalkSport listener, an avid football fan, who wants to be part of the output today, because Adrian Durham and his team will be giving all the goals they go in. So let's hear from the winner, who today will be watching your beloved Liverpool take on Stoke alongside Ian Danter. Kevin is a Brighton fan. Good morning, Kev.
Hi, Kev.
Hi, Georgie. How are you, right?
Yeah, very, very well. I mean, I was involved with this competition, and thanks to Carlsberg, I think it was an impressive regional competition. I went around all the country, didn't we, to get the winner, and you are the winner today. And just tell the listeners what you're going to do today, Kevin.
Well, basically, the plan is I'm going to be working with Ian Danter today. We're going to be doing a few interviews with the fans on the way into the Britannia. Then a little bit of build-up for the game, being linked in with Adrian. And then I guess as the goals are going in, hopefully there will be some, and there's some action at the game. They'll be handed across to us. And I think we're picking up with Stan as well after the match. So I'm a Liverpool fan, as you know, Mickey.
Yeah, I know,
so to be here for Gerrard's last game is just phenomenal. So
Don't cry,
I'm excited.
Though. Don't cry, will you?
I'll try. I'm going to try and keep the emotions in check, but it could be tough, Georgie.
And you've come a long way, Kevin, in this competition, haven't you? I mean, you've been certain tasks on the nights, on the regionals. Then you went to boot camp, didn't you, with Sags? And then, you've come through all that and, to get to this position as well. And there's been some stiff competition along the way.
There has. I mean, the guys, when we got to the final five, I mean, it was really tight, I think, between all of us. And as you say, there were some tough tasks. I was aligned to drive with Durham and Goffey, and we had sort of for 3 weeks tasks given to us every Monday to do by the Friday. But it was tough, but it's tons of fun. I mean, you're not going to forget these few weeks. I don't think any of us will. It's been brilliant competition.
Have you realised how difficult it is to do our job?
Do you know what, Georgie? That is the big thing, the amount of preparation, actually, because all of us as fans, we all listen in and say, we could do that job so easily. And even just for a little 2-minute segment, you realise the amount of prep that goes into it. So, yeah, it has been a bit of an eye-opener.
OK, and what's your prediction for the game today, Kev?
I think, it's... Gerrard, my heart says like a Gerrard hat-trick or something, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Stoke are on fire. It's a bit of a celebration for them today. I'm thinking 2-2, actually, with a Gerrard penalty, Sterling getting picked and maybe sticking one in today to show us his footballing abilities again.
Will Sterling play quickly, Kev?
I think Brendan's saying he's going to play him, and I would like to see him play because I think it's a chance for him to let the football do the talking. Whatever you think of him, he is a great player, and I'd like to see him turn it on today.
I would like to see him turn it on today. I haven't seen it enough this season. Thank you very much.
Kevin.
Good luck today, Kevin.
Yeah, well done.
Cheers, thanks.
Kevin, the Brighton fan, who is the Carlsberg's People's Pundit winner, who will be alongside Dance today, reporting from Stoke against Liverpool. All the goals as they go in with Adrian Durham today.
Well, we had a fantastic competition running in recent weeks on TalkSport. The Carlsberg People's Pundit, the winner was the one that Drive was backing, which makes me immensely proud, Kevin Clarke, and his prize, we sent him to Stoke. It's a bit better than that because he gets to see Steven Gerrard's final game in a Liverpool shirt, his final game in England, and he is at the Britannia with the fans.
Right, thanks, Adrian. We're here outside the Britannia Stadium in the win with 2 Liverpool fans, Steve and Matt. So, gents, looking forward to the game today. What's your view, re Steven Gerrard in his last game?
Basically, we're just here to support him. We was at the Palace game last week, and basically it's about respect for a guy who's had 710 games, won everything bar the Premier League. But today's about saying goodbye to a legend.
And what do you think? Do you think he's actually leaving the club too soon? Do you think the club could have done more to keep him for a bit longer?
I personally think if we'd have made a change in management over the last couple of weeks, I think he would have stayed. I mean, I don't know whether his LA Galaxy contract is cast iron, but I think if Rafa came in or something, that he would stay. I really do. I think Rodgers has pushed him out the door. That's my own opinion.
Do you think part of it was, Gerrard seems to want to play every game, where we've seen the likes of Lampard and Giggs happy to maybe play just like 20 games a season? Do you think that was part of the decision?
To me, he was forced in a way to quit England captaincy, and that was based on being tailored in games. So why has Rodgers tailored his games when he has quit the England captaincy? That's what I don't get at all.
And finally, what's your prediction for today? Final game of the season, Gerrard's last game away to Stoke.
2-2 draw.
1-0, Stevie G, 40-yarder.
We ain't got a great record at Stoke, yeah?
Thanks very much, guys. Thanks, Steve, Matt. You can keep keen on Gerrard staying at Liverpool. And back to you, Adrian, in the studio.
Yeah, nice one, Kev. That's his first lesson in how to do interviews in the wind. When you go to the Britannia at Stoke, that's one of the lessons you need to have learned by then. Find yourself a quiet corner where there's no wind whistling around. That is impossible at Stoke, by the way. Let's check on the latest live on TalkSport. There's action elsewhere, stuff to be decided elsewhere. Let's go to the Britannia Stadium, where it's Stoke against Liverpool, with the Carlsberg People's pundit Kevin Clarke, and alongside him Ian Danter.
Thanks, Adrian. Good afternoon. Well, Brendan Rodgers would be forgiven for thinking the last 12 months have been a bit of a bad dream at Liverpool. Title hopes dashed a year ago, top goal scorer sold, remaining top striker perennially injured, money spent on seemingly inadequate replacements, out of Europe by Christmas and the top four altogether, and now with their captain and talisman set to head way out west after 710 games, their young star player seemingly is agitating for a move in the past 7 days. 1 win in 5 games doesn't help morale as they arrive here at a buoyant Stoke City with their best ever points haul in the Premier League and 9th place guaranteed. Mark Hughes has definitely taken the Potters on from the squad he inherited from Tony Pulis. Only 1 loss in their last 6 shows a very strong finish, and players like Mame Biram Diouf looking more and more of a threat as he settles into regular Premier League football. Stoke just show 1 change from their 0-0 draw at Burnley, with Asmir Begovic replacing Jack Butland in goal. One wonders whether it will be the last time he plays for Stoke. He's very much a hot property in goalkeeping terms. 3 changes for Liverpool. In come Sacco, Lucas and Allen for Lovren, Ibe and Raheem Sterling, who is only good enough for the bench this afternoon after what has been a difficult week. But Steven Gerrard does appear to be starting in a more advanced role in a 4-2-3-1 formation. And the People's Pundit winner alongside me, Kevin Clarke. Kevin, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Dan.
You are a Liverpool fan. We should out you straight away as being that. Given what I've just mentioned about the horrific last 12 months in relative terms that Liverpool have had, slipping away from being almost title winners a year ago, give me a 5-point plan about how the club can turn things around ahead of next season.
Well, Dan, for me, the first decision's got to be around the manager. I think Rodgers has done enough to earn 1 more year at this club. We've seen progression into 2nd place last year, a couple of semi-finals this year. I feel like he's almost being punished for his overachievement. He's done great things with the young players like Henderson, Sterling, Flanagan, Coutinho. So for me, keep Rodgers with clear objectives of a top 4 finish and a trophy. Raheem Sterling also needs to stay. He'll get the right coaching at Liverpool. I don't think he's ready for the move yet, and I'd hate to see him viewed as a football mercenary. Let's keep him here. Maybe he can go with a trophy, a couple more seasons, and leave with the club's blessing and the fans happy with him. Looking at players in and out at the end of the season, I think Barini, Lambert, Balotelli will all go, along with Manquillo, Johnson, Toure and Jones. They need goals in this team. We know Origi's coming in, links with Benteke and Ings, maybe an experienced striker like Benzema or Lacazette. How do you replace Steven Gerrard? Do you look abroad with the likes of Nangelan and Janik at Roma? Do you get closer to home with people like Fabian Delph, Sigurdsson, who Rodgers, of course, has looked at before? Sort out the captaincy. I think Jordan Henderson, I would expect to get that. But Rodgers needs the cash. They've got a great new sponsorship deal with New Balance in the States. He needs to reinvest that in the team. And my final word, I'm expecting some big impact second seasons from the likes of Lallana, Jordan Ibe and Markovic.
Kevin, thanks very much for the time being. Adrian, there's a massive banner just been unfurled away to my right in the away end. It's a phrase that was once applied to Bret the Hitman Hart, the wrestler, but it's Steven Gerrard's picture, and it just says, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. It's Stoke City against Liverpool at the Brit.
Great point from the People's Pundit there, Kevin Clarke. How do you replace Steven Gerrard? That's the task facing Brendan Rodgers or whoever is in charge of Liverpool this summer. Let's go to Goodison. Everton take on Tottenham. TalkSport's Graham Beecroft.
An end of season, nothing to play for fixture? Well, on the face of it, yes, but peel back the feeling that this has been a season of underachievement for both clubs, and Roberto Martinez and Maurizio Pochettino
goalless at Newcastle as well. Let's go to the Britannia Stadium with Carlsberg People's Pundit Kevin Clarke and Ian Danter.
10 minutes gone. Stoke City 0, Liverpool 0. Home side in the ascendancy here, mixing it up well. They can pass it around neatly, but they'll also go direct when they feel the need. One of those direct balls upfield, flicked on brilliantly by Jonathan Walters into the path of Charlie Adams, strode forward and tried an effort from 25 yards out central that went over the top of Mignolet's crossbar. But Kevin Clarke alongside me. Liverpool haven't got going, and Mamadou Sakho worries me greatly at centre half.
I think there's real confusion here between the holding midfielders and Sacco. Sacco and Lucas have twice gone for the same ball. There's no communication there. Mamadou is all over them. You can see he's spotting opportunities. A few nice interplays between Henderson, Coutinho and Gerrard, but really it's Stoke with the upper hand.
Enjoying their afternoon so far in the red and white stripes. Liverpool wearing all black, possibly in mourning for a couple of things. Stoke 0, Liverpool 0.
Just a reminder as it stands, Hull City going down. They have to win and run it off after a bit of treatment. Still 0-0 here, but we do have a goal at the Britannia with the Carlsberg People's pundit Kevin Clarke and Ian Danter.
Stoke 1, Liverpool 0, 24 minutes played, and Mami Biramjus has his 13th of the season. All came from the left-hand side, and Arnautovic, a strong run in the inside left channel. Too strong for Emre Can, just blasted through him, pulled the ball back to the edge of the area for Charlie Adam, who took a shot from about 25 yards. Mignolet, a bit weak, going down to his left-hand side, could only push it out straight to Diouf, who tapped it home from 4 yards. Kevin Clarke.
I think Arnautovic, that's not the first time he's got in on Emre Can here, and it is that thing about a defender. Is he a defender? Is he a midfielder, Can? But he was too weak there. I think Mignolet could have done better before that got parried out for Diouf to finish it off. But Emre Can's the concern at right back at the moment.
The Brit is rocking. The Potters lead. Stoke 1, Liverpool 0.
Goal at Goodison as well, Graham Beecroft. 2 for Marmbaram Diouf. For Stoke, they lead Liverpool by 2-0. Man City 0, Southampton 0. There's another goal at the Brit with Carlsberg People's pundit Kevin Clarke and Ian Danter.
Half an hour gone, game over. Stoke 3, Liverpool 0, and this time it's Jonathan Walters who gets his name on the score sheet. But more calamitous defending from Liverpool. There was lovely work on the right-hand side initially from Stephen Nzonzi. A ball was sent over to the far post, and it's Emre Can again. I don't know what he's trying to do, Kevin Clarke. He's heading the ball back across the face of his own goal, straight into the path of Walters, who turns to take a touch, hits it against Mignolet, comes back off Mignolet, and Walters just heads it over him and into the empty net. That's shocking defending, a third time.
Third time in a row. I can only believe he was trying to head it back to Mignolet. It ended up being an assist. Walters yet again scores against his hometown club, and Can is in real trouble out there at the moment. Liverpool need to get a grip of this game in the middle.
They are absolutely woeful this afternoon, Adrian. Steven Gerrard's career going out with a whimper rather than a bang. Stoke are loving this. Stoke 3, Liverpool 0.
Gerrard won't be carried off shoulder high, will he? Absolutely incredible. We've got another goal. This time it's at the Etihad. Don McGuinness. Manchester City. The Britannia with the Carlsberg People's pundit Kevin Clarke and Ian Danter.
Stoke City 4, Liverpool 0. Charlie Adam with the goal, and once again utterly calamitous defending at the back by Liverpool. This time Lucas dithering on the ball, 30 yards out from goal, just out from his own penalty area. Didn't see Charlie Adam pick his pocket from behind. Still had a lot to do, Charlie Adam. Got to the edge of the D, Kevin Clarke, and a crisp low finish. This is utterly embarrassing for Liverpool and Brendan Rodgers.
Lucas has given away the ball far too easily. I tell you, if Liverpool were playing at the bottom of your garden, you would draw the curtains at the moment. It's a rout out here at the moment. They're winning every 50-50 Stoke without fail. Liverpool are breaking.
Liverpool, Adrian, look utterly despondent. They look weak. They've not laid a glove on Stoke, and they deserve this scoreline. Stoke City 4, Liverpool 0.
Kevin, let me ask you a question about Brendan Rodgers. Does this put him under the spotlight? You talked about another season, but a performance like this, they can't blame Sterling for this one. He's not even playing.
I tell you, the spectre of Jurgen Klopp is looking over Brendan Rodgers at the moment, and the worrying thing, Adrian, is he's not changing the system down there, and it's happening again and again on every attack.
Big story breaking at the Brit. It's Stoke 4, Liverpool 0. Liverpool sound like an utter shambles so far this afternoon, and that will heap some pressure on Brendan Rodgers. A lot of people thinking, well, he's done enough, earns another season. I can understand that, but with a performance like that today, that's no way to say goodbye to Steven Gerrard. Another goal at the KP, Jeff Peters.
Game over the last 5 minutes has gone a little bit flat.
Mickey, just stop you there. Another goal at the Britannia with the Carlsberg People's pundit Kevin Clarke and Ian Ian Danter.
Get this, Stoke City 5, Liverpool 0. We're not even in stoppage time at the end of the first half, and Stephen Nzonzi has just added and probably scored the goal of the day so far, picking the ball up just inside the Liverpool half, ran forward unchallenged for about 20 yards, got to about 25 yards out left of centre, and curled the most sumptuous right-footed finish past the despairing Mignolet. Listen to the noise, Kevin Clarke, but there's none coming from our right-hand side.
I tell you what, Nzonzi has run about 15 to 20 yards completely unchallenged. He's their player of the season. He stroked it sublimely into the top corner. I tell you what, Adrian, I'm going to the car to get me boots.
I'll tell you what as well, Adrian, you know the Brit as well as I do, and you know where the players have to walk off at half-time. The Liverpool players are going to have a very uncomfortable walk right next to their supporters by that tunnel here at the Britannia Stadium. They have been abject. 3 minutes of stoppage time here. Stoke 5, Liverpool 0.
Well, I was there earlier in the season when Arsenal found themselves 3-0 down at half-time, and that walk to the corner was horrible in front of the Arsenal fans for Arsene Wenger and some of the players as well. They ended up losing that day by 3-2, Arsenal, but it's going to be even worse for Liverpool today. 5-0 down. I tell you, that is a breaking story. Brendan Rodgers, his future at Liverpool will be under the spotlight without any question whatsoever as Hull City break through, but the day is saved by Phil Jones and the linesman's flag as well here at the KC. So 0-0 at Newcastle. Fairy tale ending for Steven Gerrard at the Britannia Stadium. Ian Danter.
Yeah, kind of. It's Stoke City 5, Liverpool 1, and the whole stadium has just stood and applauded as Steven Gerrard has scored a consolation goal for Liverpool. Ricky Lambert, who just come on as a substitute for Liverpool, meaning Raheem Sterling isn't going to get a look in today. That's all 3 changes made by Brendan Rodgers. He flicked the ball on. Gerrard rushing on from attacking midfield, took it away from Muniz, who actually pulled up with a hamstring injury as Gerrard advanced on goal, and then Gerrard slipped it past Begovic for 5-1. And as I say, Kevin Clarke, alongside with the People's Pundit winner, the entire stadium stood to applaud the man.
Yeah, it was a very touching moment, wasn't it? I mean, he took the chance beautifully, slotted it in the corner, and the whole ground was up to a man and to a woman applauding him, which was fantastic to see. He was busy herding his players back to the halfway line, reminiscent of Istanbul. We're going to see one of those here today, Ian.
Yeah, nice try. I don't think so somehow. Stoke have made that change. Muniz, who I mentioned was injured as Gerrard went through, he's had to go off, and Mark Wilson has come on. So less than 20 to play, Adrian. Stoke have declared, as you suggest, and Liverpool have got something to show for their afternoon, but the first half was woeful. Stoke 5, Liverpool 1.
Well, that's a touch of class from the Stoke fans, that, by the way. Steven Gerrard with a goal in his last game for Liverpool, last game in English football, we believe. Has been a goal.
Hi, Pete. So thanks for the time after the game today. So how did it feel for you scoring against Liverpool, your old side, at the end of the match there today?
Yeah, it's always bittersweet, obviously, scoring against one of your old sides and a side that I've got great affection for. But yeah, it's obviously nice to break the record today, but today it wasn't about me, it was about the team performance. That performance in the first half was as good as I've seen since I've been at the club.
I don't ever recall seeing Liverpool concede 5 goals in one half. It was phenomenal. The record points total, of course, this season as well. What do you think it's been about Stoke this year that's made it such a great season?
I just think an improvement of players. I think we've recruited in the summer. We had some bad injuries as well, but you can see that the group are full of confidence. I think the more the season went on, the more confidence grew, and we were always a fit bunch. I think last year we finished the season strongly as well, and we did again today. So yeah, really enjoyable. It's great playing with this bunch of players, and I genuinely believe we'll improve again next year.
And that change of style of play, I mean, how quick was that to implement, do you think? Because it obviously, from what was under Tony Pulis previously to now, it's quite a transition.
Yes, it's unbelievable, obviously, the way the manager integrated it, but obviously we are playing a different way. But what we're doing at the moment, we're still as resilient as we were in the old days, defensively, but we've added a bit of attacking flair to our game, and yes, that was evident as ever today.
And it was great to see, just in wrapping up, as you came off the pitch there, what must have been a tough day for the Liverpool supporters. And as usual, you got a standing ovation from them as well as you left the pitch.
Yeah, they're a class act. I mean, ever since I've played against them numerous times, they always give me a great reception. And the time I had there was probably the best of my career. So I always got a lot to thank them for. But as you see, I think they were great again with me today.
And finally, a word for Alan Shearer.
Oh God. Listen, Alan Shearer is unbelievable. 260 Premier League goals. I think I can have one of his records. He's got the rest of them.
Brilliant job. Thanks, Peter.